I grip so tightly it always leaves a mark. Impressions of my teeth stain your shoulder. My hair will be a fixture of your drain, making it that much harder for blood and sweat to run through. Who has ever smelled jasmine before me? You certainly won't smell it after. I stitch myself to every heart in the insides of your eyelids. Why did you say you couldn't forget me, but then pretend you did? Was it that scary to be covered in me? My thumbprint is across the city, across the country, but I still get out of bed every day. Fire always leaves a mark, and so do I.
My skin is melting to the fire escape. It's how I want it to go. Dripping. When the sun sets, I harden like wax. You break off a piece and I melt in your hands. Now you're covered in wax. What are you going to do? Your skin has never been softer. If you wanted, you could peel me off. Then you would probably still be soft. You would be safer, too, to peel me off. You wouldn't have the burden of breaking me. Oh no, you hadn't considered that. One flick of the finger, one bend in your bones, one snap of your skin, and the wax will crack. I don't care. I'm wax now. I'll just melt and set again. I'm mostly still stuck to the fire escape anyway. You brought a bucket to collect the rest of me, stood under the grates each day at noon, and waited for the wax to drip in drops. Maybe if you get it all, you can build me up again. With a heat gun and a razor, you can sculpt me out again. I wonder if I'll be the same. To be made of the same stuff but feel new. I hope you recognize me still. That I haven't changed too much from when you found me. God, I hope you don't turn me into something you hate.
Cover your ears. I'm going to scream at him and the whole town is going to hear me. I've been on the phone 9 minutes and not said a word. If I hang up, would he notice I can't speak around him? I don't have words for how are you? How am I? Who are you? What took you so long to call? Do you even think about me like Mom says? Sitting down, holding on, the perfect twist. Let me sing for you. Have you ever wanted to know me? We grew up in small houses but somehow made the distance phenomenal. I don't know why we're all strangers. 1, 2, 3. Just say something from the outside of your door.
The earth just shook beneath me. I was sitting at my desk in New York when the earth started shaking. It was New York. We didn't get earthquakes. But my coffee was rippling, glass made music all around me, and pictures of the moon fell from my ceiling. I ran outside to see what people were saying, what people were doing with all the shaking. I ran outside and the curb caught me. People were walking around, people were jogging, taking pictures, petting dogs, as if nothing changed. Was I the only one shaking? There were leaves falling down all around me in summer. I thought buildings were going to fall, but everyone just looked at me like I was crazy. Years went by, and eventually I got used to it. It was mostly wary glances at dinner parties as I nailed my plate to the table, or awkward trips on the sidewalk when I lost my balance in the rhythm of the tremors, until one day when the earth finally cracked and I fell through. When I eventually landed on something, I figured I was all bones, that my skin and muscle and fat had melted through the core. But eventually my eyes adjusted, and I could see I was standing on a palm. And I was still. I was still. It felt like I could finally see clearly. Everything had blurred in front of me for so long. So I followed the creases in the skin that held me, and when I got to the tip, I jumped, dove into the light below.